Hi friends, Andy vegan. I make a breakfast today with my favorite ingredients for breakfast. Usually that's fruit, nuts, and seeds. Grains can be there, granola, all these things that make a breakfast last. Fruit is just waking up full of energy instantly, and nuts and seeds with fat and protein make it last a little bit longer before I have to eat again. So fruit, and one of my favorite combinations, a wonderful combination. I have so many now. Making a recipe every day, you learn so much about the ingredients, right? Of all these plants we can eat. So one of my favorites here is really walnuts and apricots, but especially the wild apricots. You might not be able to get them easily because I always have to wait until they show up again in my shop where I go. These are the ones I want to show you today again. Wild apricots are sour, have a little bit of bitter flavor. Wild fruit in general tastes a little bit more original, more bitter. The cultivated ones, they are usually more cultivated into less bitterness, more sugar, sweet. People want to eat sweet, and the sugar is what we want, and the bitter is what we need to heal, to cleanse, to say. So the wild fruit oftentimes a little bit more bitter. But in this case, with the wild apricots, they are so fantastic. The flavor is so fantastic. I can't wait until I get them. Today I wanted to get a new batch. They're already gone again in the health food shop where I go. So wild apricots, check it out. Really worth it. And this sweetness, bitterness, sourness is really nice with walnuts. They also have a bittersweet flavor. When they are too old and too bitter, too dark, you just soak them overnight. Yeah, and drain and rinse them, and then you have a wonderful, crunchy, fresh, almost fresh walnut. But these are okay. I can use them. And what I really do, I also soak my wild apricots overnight, and I keep the soaking water because the soaking water of this, of these in general, dried fruit in general. I have to say, dried fruit in general, beet dates, beet apricots, whatever you have. I don't know. Goji berry is different. They're not too soaked for me, yeah. But raisins, all these dried fruit, they are so common. They have, when you soak them overnight and you have this soaking water, you can drink it with total joy. It's so delicious, the soaking water. Yeah. And I can use it in a recipe today. I use it in my yogurt dressing. I put the apricots, the wild apricots, into my bowl. Yeah, and there's some soaking water. Most of it is already in the apricots, but you see maybe this is a little bit of soaking water here. It is so delicious. I can't explain too much. It's so wonderful. And I put the yogurt right on top. I don't need anything for the yogurt because it is just the creaminess, the gentleness of the flavor, the fatty Greek yogurt flavor, a little bit tart. That is so perfect with the apricots and the soaking water here. Just cashew yogurt. I show you in another video how to make cashew yogurt. It's easy to blend cashews and water ratio 1:1, adding the bacteria you need for making yogurt. Or I always use now, after the first batch had been made a long time ago, I use the glass of my yogurt when it's almost empty. Just a little bit on the sides, a little bit remaining, just a little bit. That's enough for the bacteria. I put the fresh cashew with water blended into that. The lid on top, it has to be only a third filled, otherwise it goes through the roof. The lid, it's very strong. Fermentation produces gas, and that goes through the lid. So I put that into a warm room overnight, and next morning my yogurt is done. So I need only once to purchase the bacteria so far, and they always reproduce. So that yogurt, I show you another video linked under this one, how to make it. It's very easy. And it's so good. Yogurt is so good for the intestines, perfect for breakfast. As a dressing, you can use it in many ways. So I just put it together with the apricots and the dressing and the sauce, and together with the walnuts. And this very same recipe, I made it earlier, not long ago, and you might have seen already. And it was so fantastic that I thought, well, that is like a basic recipe with 3 ingredients, the walnuts, the apricots, and the cashew yogurt. and I want to make it again and use it in another recipe where I add 2 more ingredients. That's my method. Well, I begin with a 3, very simple, not too simple, and then when it's perfect, I add 2 more. That's the take 3 rule I use to make a new recipe every single day, to enjoy the endless vegan variety, yeah? To explore it. Every ingredient of these 3 can have 3 again, so next would be 5. And now I add, I show you first, I add berries today. But first I fill my glass with my first recipe, the apricots, walnuts yogurt, dried apricots. I mean, if you have other apricots, not the wild ones, I guess you can also do that. It's also working. They are, of course, sweeter, and you have to check if you like that with the sweetness and so forth, right? There are some things you want to check out, but in general, these apricots with walnuts is a perfect combination. So that's the bottom, and on top, the new recipe will be adding berries. I have 7 different berries here from a bag from the supermarket. Very cool. Frozen berries are amazing, and these containers are nice because put them on a hot water bath in a pot, it swims on it, and it thaws in 20 minutes, so it's totally thawed. And there also is juice, and because the juice of this one, I add some date mousse. Date mousse is another video, also linked under this one, how to make date mousse. I show you. So you have 2 videos to watch extra. That's a cashew yogurt and date mousse. And date mousse is even easier than cashew yogurt. It's just blending dates with a little bit of water. I also soak the dates because that is easier for the blender when they don't have to blend the unsoaked nuts, dates. They're very hard. So when you soak them, the blender has an easy job, and it'll be grateful for you because it will not be so soon to be repaired. Sometimes these power blenders have to be repaired, my experience, and when you use it all the time, I mean, so that is good to have it, to handle with care. Soaking the dates or the nuts helps, especially if you have a large amount. Date mousse, of course, makes sense to make a lot of date mousse for a week or so and use it all the time. It's my favorite sweetener. And date mousse is really healthy. Dates are super healthy. There is science even about it. Now it works. I just have a fork here, and the juice is just combining with the berries. I don't need to mash the berries when I want to make a jam or so. I just mash the berries. I oftentimes make that. It's wonderful. And you have the date mousse and the mashed berries, and you have a jam. It's so nice. So that's not necessary now. I want the whole berries, and I put it on top to top my yogurt breakfast. So, and the berries here are really nice. They have a wonderful flavor. If you put them all together, that's an exciting flavor. It's strawberries, blackberries, blueberries, raspberries, red currants, black currants. I guess maybe they're even cherries. Yeah, sour tart cherries are also in there. It's a perfect combination. You gotta check it out. If you find these 7 berries, they have oftentimes the supermarket have these kinds of trays, right? Pretty inexpensive. These kinds of frozen berry bags in the mixture, and you can use them perfectly in so many recipes. I always am happy when I see them. I take them home, 1 or 2 or so, and then I make something with it. And here it is. My breakfast today with the berries on top, and the apricots and the walnuts and the yogurt on the bottom. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you like my video, subscribe. I'm the Vegan on YouTube. I have another recipe every single day. Enjoy the endless vegan variety, and maybe you give me a thanks with some money that is on the bottom of the video, a link. And if you can afford it, I mean, it would help me to spread the vegan news and to help everybody to become vegan and to stay so. See you soon. You can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and X. See you soon.